Welcome, Potent Podcast, May 26th on a Tuesday. Trills here, Jay here. Trills, what's up, bro?
Yeah. We back, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to have us back. So I hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day. I hope that everybody, got to relax a little. For the people who actually have to work, it must have been nice having yesterday off, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that issue right now, but yeah, I'm sure that it's crazy because like you're like, oh, you're working from home. I think it's way more stressful to work from home.
You know what? I mean, there is like some kind of ease, right? Knowing that you have like somewhere to go and your routine is set up. Like, there's some anxiety with just being home every day.
Right. I think that's what I'm starting to feel. Like it started to hit me like the other day. Like I kind of had to like tell myself to chill. Like yo, just go take a walk real quick, relax, clear your head, come back. But yeah, it's normal. You gotta kind of just understand that it's tough for everybody. But yeah, so I'm glad that we kind of waited until Tuesday. This is definitely your idea. We usually record on a Sunday night, and we waited this time, and we waited, and we got way more to cover than we would have if we would have just went right in on Sunday. Even though it was a holiday weekend. So, I think we're gonna start a new segment, something that's called
Hey yo, what the fuck?
So what's gonna happen with this is we're gonna keep it brief. There was some crazy shit that happens on the internet. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it quickly. We're gonna get our jokes off and everything. But at the end of each segment, I'm gonna hit you with.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
All right. So, Azaelia Banks, loudmouth extraordinaire. I still haven't really heard too much music from her. I mean, I don't know. Like, is it me? Am I missing it, or is it like I don't get it. Like, I never see the music anywhere. I never see it. Like
That's
for me
true.
to,
Which is that's something she did to herself, I would say.
And you know what? And I want to preface before we get into the jokes and everything that's happened or whatever. But I want to preface this on when I first heard of Azaelia Banks. I said, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're a little bit of a loudmouth, but I can hear. There's something there. She's not like whack or nothing like that. Like,
I actually think she's dope.
Right. That's what I like. I think the first song that made me really think that she was dope was the 1991 joint that kind of sounded like the 90s record.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope. Like off the top, I was like, okay, that's good. But then I see the interviews, and then you see, all right, you out of pocket, you out of pocket again.
Yeah.
Speaking of out of pocket, what did she get on? Just her stories, right? Her IG.
Yeah.
Okay. So on her IG stories, if you see me already rubbing my head, is because like what I'm about to. So basically, she just gets on this rant about how she's had sex with many black celebrities. And that she doesn't care about getting rid of, the information or getting it out there because they never rush to her defense when she's being attacked by other people of other races.
Right.
Trills, you go first.
No,
wait. So all right. So who are some of the people? Let's save the best one for last. The one that kind of everybody knows, whatever. Some of the people that she talked about. She said something about Busta Rhymes, right?
Yeah.
That he's like touching ass in the club or something like that. Like that sounds crazy. And like off the rip, you're just like, are you a nut job or whatever. But I guess the biggest one is the Dave Chappelle. When she drops the Dave Chappelle bomb on there.
Yeah, man.
So my man Dave probably woke up on Memorial Day weekend. Everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? He's chilling. He sees the fucking news.
God, if you listening,
Because I don't understand, man. I don't get it. So it's like it's immediately you go to run for jokes, right? Like it's first of all, Azaelia Banks, this problem. She has issues.
Yes, for sure.
She obviously doesn't have people around her that take the phone away from her.
No.
Like, you don't got people that love you if they allow you to self-destruct in that way. Like, I feel like, because everything that she's complaining about, for the most part, not all of it, for the most part, is self-inflicted.
Yeah.
But then he just runs to the jokes about Chappelle, and it's like, could Dave have done this?
Bro. Like, is she, like, unsure. Like, did she fuck like both King Woodbine or something?
Yo, I saw that and I was screaming. Yo, I was like, the internet jokes are incredible, bro.
Bro, like what the come on, bro.
It's just that name blew me away. I was blown away. And I was just like, who, Dave? So it got me to thinking, because Dave is like top 1, top 2 to me, comedian,
Right.
know. But it got me starting to think about his old routines. And there's something in Killing Them Softly that like directly answers this. And I'm going to play it right now. It's crazy. Because I started to think back and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, didn't he talk about something similar to this? And he definitely did. I got it right here. Let me turn this up.
Sex with a girl.
Hold on.
I've been accused of having sex with a girl I did not have sex with before. And let me tell you something. That shit is infuriating. You ever go through that? It'll make you crazy. You be screaming at your best friends. I didn't touch that bitch, nigga. I'll kill you. Fuck you, nigga. I'll kill you. Please believe me. Please believe me.
Yo, because I understand him. Yo, look, listen. If I make a mistake, somebody calls me out and they're like, yo, you did this, that, and the other. I'm going to keep it a buck. I've taken L's, like it happens all the time. Yeah. But if I didn't take the L and you're trying to give me that shit, I feel him. I'll be fighting this shit, kicking and screaming. Like, yo, like, you know how they say that, you react too much when you're guilty? No, I'm going to react crazy because I'm actually innocent. Like, for once, you got to believe me on this.
Yeah, man. And it's wild, yo. Like, there's this perception that women don't do that. Like, we know, like, that men lie on their dicks a lot. That's a common thing for dudes. But women do it, too, bro.
Yes.
They
for sure.
Fact do it.
For sure. Yeah, we don't even have to dig too deep into that. That's absolutely true. 100%. Seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Well, Azaelia Banks.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Someone get the phone away from her. Goodness gracious.
All right. We talk about this woman got her own phone, went around her apartment before, and showed us her closet where she was slaughtering chickens. Bro.
Yeah, she's like, I get you from Harlem and everything, but and I get that you probably have been around that, large.
No, these are traditions, bro, and they go back to Africa. Like, they are traditions, but like, we don't need to see your bloody closet, fam. Like,
yeah, and that, like, if you're doing that, that's fine. Just why show us? And then, look, I want to put a cap on it because I want to keep it light and funny or whatever, but my group chat was lighting up when this shit, like, came out in the morning. And there was a debate that crazy women are great in bed. I don't necessarily subscribe to that because you don't know that for a fact. Yes, okay, look, there are crazy women who know how to, throw their ass in a circle, all that shit, right? Cool. But I'm not about to just label all crazy women, because that you could still have trash bags and still be, you know what I mean? It's completely possible.
Yeah.
I don't like this label of like, oh, she's crazy. She must be. No, man, you already setting yourself up for failure.
That's problematic, yo. They do it with men too. It's like, yo, the crazier he is, the more hood he is. Like, if he come in and he put the gun down on the dresser, he about to tear it up. It's like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Most of the time, he got the gun because he's insecure about what he got. Most of
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't understand where these are these stereotypes? Whatever. Just, I've heard it a million times. Now with my friends, I've heard it. Crazy women not automatically off the rip just aren't good in bed. Let's just put that to bed.
No.
All right. So you sent me this next thing we're gonna talk about. I kind of want you to lead this up and lay it up there for me, because at first, and for the first minute that I was watching it, I was thoroughly confused. I recognized the person that was on live.
Right.
I didn't recognize the other person, and I was listening for a minute with not an idea of what was happening. But go ahead.
So we know Hove is almost never on the internet.
Nope.
So like, I hear like that Hove is on IG Live. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to see this. Bro, Guru is on live.
Uh-huh.
And he's on live with like some guy that most people have no idea.
Is he an artist? Have they worked together? Like, because the more you listen to it, the more you can tell that they've actually been in the same room together. Otherwise, why are you on live with Guru, like with Jay-Z? Right. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
So it's James. He's in a group called The Bullets.
Okay.
There's a really fire song with Jay Elect that they made together, which I remember. That's the first time I had heard of The Bullets.
Okay.
And apparently he does like a lot of film production too, which I'm not that familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But he hangs around with Hove and the team and Rock a lot. So like when I see him talking crazy on the live, I'm like, yo, is this somebody else like just losing their mind, bro? So I hear Hove's voice and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on with this shit? And he's like, yo, somebody stole my aloe toilet paper.
Yo, what is it? The leather bag with the aloe toilet paper. Okay, look. Before we get to the jokes, though, like I just want to make sure we say this. It definitely looked like that guy is going through something. Like Guru was trying to tell him the whole time. Like he was trying to tell him, like, yo, you need to talk to somebody, like who loves you and everything, like, because it seemed like this man was like freaking out. And then, like, I was waiting for him to talk about some shady practice and deals, or you know what I mean? Like somehow he finagled some money from him, something like that.
He's going off for a long time. Like, yo, I've been trying to get in contact with Hove and he won't answer me, and he never answers.
Right.
And he won't get on live. And
he's like, oh, call him later. He's like, he's not gonna answer. He's not gonna answer. I'm just like, all right. So what happened? Did this man?
Like, what did he do to you?
Right. He wronged you in some way. So I'm sitting here waiting for the build up. This man fucking says that that he's accusing Jay-Z of stealing a leather bag filled with aloe toilet paper. Bro, if that didn't tip the cards of him being a little bit loony, man, I don't know what to say. Like, it's clear after that, right? So Jay's like, he's like rambling, and this is the best part, yo. I couldn't believe it, because you could tell that the guy, whether he's crazy or not, like he's definitely going through something right now, right? So little compassion might go a long way, Papa. Jay goes, wait a minute. He goes, a year ago, I stole the leather thing. He goes, you ain't wiped your ass since? Hey, yo. And they both, you Guru's like, oh my God. And he just starts laughing, like, oh my God.
And he's like, oh, so this is how you going to do me now? You guys making jokes? You think I'm funny?
Because it is fucking funny, bro. How you going to ask me some shit like that, man? That man don't need to steal nothing from you, especially no fucking toilet paper. Oh my God. Yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, it's just the more that we do it, it's more quarantine just like brings out crazy shit right now. It's just bringing shit out that's like, oh man. Yeah, if you guys are looking for a laugh, please look that up on YouTube. Jay-Z on IG Live. So, okay, one more. Hey yo, what the fuck? So DMX was on live with Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of rumors about him versus Eminem, for the next versus battle, things like that. I'd be very excited for that, actually. That would really, really, really be something. Because I don't think that Ho's gonna agree to that shit. And if he does, that would be massive, so he gets on, and I guess, what are they discussing? Are they just discussing overall New York lyricists, recently?
It seems like they were trying to discuss other people that X could battle in a versus if it came down to, him not getting Jay.
He mentions Fab. He mentions a lot of guys, right?
Right.
So he mentions...
But then it did seem like they would just, at some point, went on a tangent just about lyrical beasts, right? Because I think I heard him say Big L or something like that.
Right, and he goes, and all the guys I named...
So he was just throwing names.
Right. And he said something to the effect of, like, all the guys that I named are lyricists.
Right.
But, Fat Man Scoop brings up Lloyd Banks and keeps going, thinking that, I would have just taken it and kept going. DMX stops him.
Yeah.
And it's like, Lloyd Banks? And he's like, yeah. He goes, he's a lyricist? For real? He's like, and see, at that point, to me, that felt like there's something there that we don't know about, right? That response and the way he seemed almost offended when anybody who's ever heard Lloyd Banks would consider him a lyricist.
A fact, yeah.
Right. Like I'm not sure what else you can confuse Lloyd Banks with. But he got so offended and was like, all right, name 4 bars. And in that moment, and look, I love Lloyd Banks. In that moment, I wouldn't have been able to name 4 bars, but I'd have been like, come on, man, like you're not being reasonable or whatever. Yeah. But it seemed like he was so against that idea, and I'm confused. I'm confused. Like, show me his point of view on this one, because I can't.
So to me, because I you see it, like there's a immediately like it snaps and X, and he's like Lloyd Banks, and he's like he could see me like lyrically, right? And I'm like,
yes,
I'm kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
But then once he goes on to say name 4 bars, like spit 4 bars, then it clicked to me that X is essentially saying, well, could he actually battle me song for song, since
he's not
remember his lyrics.
Something that's memorable, right? Like something off the top of your head.
Right. Okay. I think that's where he was going with it, but I think it came out wrong from the beginning. But I think he was trying to say, how can he battle me song for song if you can't spit a lyric right now?
Right. Well, all right. That makes a little bit more sense.
What he was getting at.
Right. It's a little, yeah. I mean, that's a little bit, that actually changes my mind a little bit on it.
And if that's the case, because I think the topic was versus battles. If that's the case, then yeah, we gotta like reevaluate who Lloyd Banks is up against.
See, I would have never did. Like when I think of Banks, I think of we got to put him like against Jada, against Fab, against even Old Cassidy, like all like that. I think of that. I wouldn't put him against Nas.
No.
Or anything like that. Like just put him in a place where he's he just isn't currently with his career or anything like that. But that is a good point, honestly. That really is a good point. All right, so I guess it's not as crazy as it sounds when we first brought it up. Like you somehow like brought me down. Fuck that, I'm still using the drop.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Because he is a lyricist, and you know what? He should know that. Yeah, that kind of got me tight.
But still, that part, like when he's like lyrically, that's still kind of wild though, because it's like, bro, Banks can spit, and you gotta know it.
Come on, and you know exactly what he was doing. You did songs with his boss. You know exactly who he is. Stop it, man. Like that's crazy, man. Like for him to just be dismissing him, it's like, come on, man.
But that's DMX, though. I mean, he would literally do that with anybody.
I think that besides the music, we're purely attracted to him being on his live to see what he'll do.
Yeah.
So either watch him get hype. Because like I would give anything to be a fly on the wall when him and Jay, and he used to be battling people in pool halls and shit, man. I would give anything to be there just to because I know how intense he gets. I've seen him on stage. That's the reason that everyone loves him, is because you feel that shit. You really know he's like his pain comes through all his words. So yeah, I just didn't like at first when he's like that he's not a lyricist. I was like, come on, man. I was like, that's different or whatever. But when you put it in the context of this isn't a guy that's in my bracket, right, for a battle, then that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
You always find a way to give me like stable like answers and like even talk me off the ledge, because I was about to cancel DMX or whatever. I was about to be like cancel. I guess speaking of canceled, I'm gonna let you start this one because this is a really, really, really sensitive topic. It's a lot. I'm glad that we got through all the funny shit in the beginning because it kind of prepped us for this. But I just want you to talk about the shit that's going on right now with Doja Cat, like, and what are your thoughts, man?
So apparently Doja Cat, they pulled up all these videos of her when she was like in the chat rooms with the white incel bros, and her just doing a lot of shit to please them at the expense of black people. Throwing nigga around with the ER. And just like calling them like daddy and doing a whole bunch of extra shit. And then there's songs popping up with
references to Sandra Bland, right? Like,
yeah, and like unsavory terms for people in Africa, and just bad, man. Some fucking nerd shit that they made up that makes fun of Beyonce. She's used that term. It's just like a lot of shit. And so now it's boiling over on Twitter, right? What's funny is that there's like this idea that they aired it all out because she didn't show her titties. That's what's funny.
All right, so that's when I wanted to cancel her. Because I was tight. I was like, man, I listened to that song 3 times. That's bullshit. I hate it.
Yeah. So if that is what set them off, that's kind of fucking funny.
I could put a tinfoil hat on and tell you really what it was. No, for real, she probably hit number 1 finally. And somebody doesn't like that, you know. Not excusing any of this, but the timing of it feels weird. Because as soon as she had the number 1 record, then this shit comes out. But keep going, because I think what I want to touch on is something that you tweeted, which was really impactful for me when I read it. Actually, it's, you know, we can't all expect mixed people, meaning, you know, people with black and white like J. Cole, like you know, other artists like that, to lean towards their blackness. And stay on that side, you know, more than anything. Not that they're shying away from being white or anything like that. It's just that they identify more with that, right? What I think that you said that was impactful is that you can't expect everybody to be like that, but there's a lot of them that use their blackness when it's convenient.
Right.
And that really, really, really resonated with me. Just expand on that a little bit more, like, you know, more examples and things like that.
So, look, I happen to be on the lucky side of it, right? My dad is, there's white heritage, there's Native American heritage, and there's black heritage in my dad. My grandmother was not black at all. She's Native American and white. But my mother is completely black. That immediately makes me blacker than anybody on my dad's side. But they were, my dad and all of his siblings, as passing as some of them look, they still had a black dad, and they were still looked at as black people. I mean, while they were kids, like, my grandmother had to pretend to be babysitting them or like a caretaker of them or something so that they could go into places together. And she had to sneak my grandfather in the back. So that's like a real thing for them. So they always were aware of blackness. Now, if you're Doja's age and you don't have to encounter that, and you grow up with your white parent and you're raised around white people, it's a high probability you're going to be culturally white. So a lot of her sensibilities are probably white sensibilities. So she is comfortable in chat rooms with white bros that get their racist shit off, and she probably has been around that since she was a child. So that's probably the most comfortable space for her, which is fucking disgusting. But it's who she is.
Right. So, at least you're giving it a little bit more context than just being, you know, like, you know, just being, you know, outraged and shit, which you have every right to be, which, you know, almost everybody does.
Well, you know what? I mean, look, I can't be more outraged with her than I would be with a white person because I expect that from a white person. I know that there's a probability of a biracial person being the same fucking way. So it doesn't freak me out the same way it's freaking people out.
Right.
To me, like when I heard her talk, I was like, oh shit. What white parent was she raised with? Like the minute I heard her talk,
Right.
like the music and her thickness doesn't make me think she's automatically culturally black. But I'm wired differently.
Right.
So it wasn't a shock to me. But what is trash is the music she makes not being a direct reflection of who she actually is. And
Right.
us buying into the music when clearly she's on the wrong side of black everything.
Right. I just, like her music always to me came off like a little bit more funny with a little bit more humor in it and things like that. Like, like she just seemed like she was somebody who was having herself. If you ever watched her on live, sometimes she could be a little erratic. Like you'll hear her like, and then you'll be like, oh my God, is she on drugs? Or like, because she can sound like that,
I've seen it before. I've seen the one where she was talking about fucking Russ, and I was like, God damn, how high is she right now?
Right. And then like I'm not gonna front like she never made me laugh. Like her reading the box in the English accent and everything, the lyrics or whatever, that was really funny and clever, but
oh no, she can be funny.
Right. But I think you touched on it, and I it's just unfortunate that somebody who, was on their way to being fine and endeared themselves to this side to have all this come out. And for it to be like, see, here's the thing, like right, like kids maybe sometimes like I don't want to get into the whole thing or whatever, but like a kid will say something really stupid, right, when they're like 14, 15 years old, not understanding their words, stuff like that. That video's from what, last year? So. Like it's a lot, man. It really is, and the conversation is going to continue. She put out the apology. I don't know, and she went on live and did it last night. Which actually I kind of have to give her a little bit of credit for. But here's where I take back the credit is, I believe that she still doesn't understand what's happening right now, like how severe it is, because I think that she can still talk circles around people on live and be goofy and everything, and kind of it'll just like fade away. And I don't think that that's happening.
Yeah.
I think she miscalculated it when she jumped on live in the beginning, and the first few comments were all, you fucking racist, blah blah. She had to turn them shits off.
Yeah.
Like immediately. Yeah. So it's like I think that she's still in a space where she's naive right now, and she still doesn't understand what that means and what's gonna mean for her going forward. So I, look, the best thing because she came on and she's like, oh, you thought we were gonna hide and everything. Look. Humble it down, bring it down, show some sort of, I'm somber. I am really understanding what's going on in this moment. And admit to yourself and admit to everybody else that you're not as educated on both sides of this as you think you are. Just because you have a parent that's black doesn't mean you understand it all. Especially like you said, if you've been living with, the white side of your family.
Right.
So I hope that she really starts to take this seriously. I hope that she understands what this means, given the fact that most of her fans are black. And it really comes at a bad time because she was really like moving up, she got Nicki Minaj her first #1.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to that song 4 or 5 times. I was like, well, let me do my part because I thought crazy ass, whatever, man. But
here's the thing, man. Hopefully because look, we're in the era where people are like, yo, whatever fuck up I made, whatever, it's gonna blow over because everything blows over and everybody forgets. And before you know it, it's like we right back.
Right. The 72-hour rule, right? Like, give it 24, give it 48. After 72, it's probably gone.
Right. But this is like a different one, bro.
Yes.
Like, so hopefully it doesn't take a complete fall from grace all the way before she checks the ego.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. She's in trouble. She's in trouble for sure. I hold my opinion back on these things because even me, it's hard for me to make sure that I have all the information. I phrase things properly. Like, it's delicate,
Yeah.
In the same lane or whatever. Last night I was reading about Sean King, and man, I gotta say, I got a lot of things to talk to him about. I don't know about. I've asked you about him, bro. I've asked many of my black friends, like, yo, tell me who this dude is. Tell me why he gets all this clout. Tell me what, and now you start to read that all this money that he's been getting and raising from people hasn't even been going to the things that he says. Like, he's been closing these things up, and somehow he's circumventing all these taxes, whatever. It goes deep, but even it's hard to pick and choose on the internet who's actually standing for what, man.
Bro, this is the issue with the internet era, is that there's no fucking verification. And as long as it's entertaining or it hits somebody's narrative, it's validated.
So look, there's things that Sean King does well, right? He gives you the videos that you would have never seen by mainstream media, right? And this whole idea that he was going to generate this section of news that was going to focus purely on racial injustices in the country, that sounds good, right? That sounds good. But when you take money under those pretenses and don't turn it into that, and then you claim that none of that money is going to you and that you're making $4,000 a month and everything, I had my questions about him. I'm like, I straight up asked some of my black friends, is he really black? Someone explained to me, and everybody's like, I think, maybe.
And it's like, bro, why don't you just show us the fucking pictures, bro? Just show me your fucking relatives, fam.
Bro, if there was ever a question like that and I was actually black, the first thing I'd post is be like, "Bop, I'm done." I'd be like, I don't have to prove anything. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you 100% do.
Yeah. So the funniest joke of last night was they were calling him Talcum X. I was crying. I couldn't. I was like, I can't take this. I was like, yo, y'all, I don't, because I saw a picture of him finally. I'm like, oh, this light skinned boy. Come on, man. All right, but he the other thing is too, and we've kind of diverted, but it kind of, for me, went with the Doja shit, because now Doja's being under the scrutiny of not understanding race relations. We have someone who we think is or whatever, and I read this long ass article about him, and I'm just like, I have questions. You have questions that you have to answer.
Bro, validate these fucking people. That's why we had OGs and statesmen and leaders, because, bro, you should be checking in with our leaders, and they should be letting us know what the fuck going on with you. Yep. And we need to be better at seeing it ourselves. I've said this already. I said it at the very beginning. Bitch, I'm a cow should have been questioned.
All right, go deeper.
Who the fuck does this?
See, I just took that song for being I'm really stupid, and I'm gonna show y'all that I can make a stupid song like this. But
yeah,
I know where you're going with this.
But
I think I know where you're going with this.
Culturally, is it a move that we would make? I mean, usually there are red flags when dealing with people.
Right.
And well, I mean, it kind of took a while for the fucking Rachel Dolezal flags to go up too. But, I mean, where's the difference, bro?
It's a lot, man. I know we got a little serious today or whatever, but I mean, we wouldn't be doing, our job on this show if we didn't touch on it, man, because it's something that's really big right now and something that's not going away. There's going to be way more layers to this, and there's going to be more stuff to come out. I just question the timing. There's somebody's machine is tired of their pockets not getting hit because Doja Cat is taking whatever from whoever. And they're just like, all right, boom. If you had that in the stats to get rid of her the whole time, that starts to make me question almost everybody then. What do you have? What do these people have on you? Almost everybody.
That's the game, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was my tinfoil hat shit. So that was on it. All right, let's switch it up. So, we really this releases all the time. Styles came out this week. There's a few other albums that have been dropping in the weeks or whatever. But I think I kind of wanted to get into let's just give me 5 songs that you're listening to. Whether they don't have to be recent artists, because there's songs that I'm listening to right now that I'm not that are not recent or anything like that. But they're just in my rotation. What would you say? What are 5 for you?
I like wanted to like highlight some songs that maybe fucking flew under people's radar, but I've
What I'm
actually been listening to them a lot.
Right.
So like No Uniform, this Camp Low and MOP song.
Mm-hmm.
It's with Camp Low and Pete Rock. It's their album. I've been listening to that a lot.
Nice. When did that come out?
That came out, I think, it came out this month.
Okay.
It's not June yet, right?
No.
Yeah, so it came out this month. Styles P, Time. That song is on rotation for me.
Okay.
I've been listening to Fresher song for a while now. The Big Dog joint.
Wait.
Yeah. But that shit with Casanova, the Big Dog joint, that song is fucking dope. And I don't even understand, like, New York, what are y'all doing? Like, how y'all dropping the ball on this fucking song? Maybe the energy is too high or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Casanova scares me sometimes when he's on records, man. Like I feel like what did I do, man? Don't God, don't hurt me. All right, keep going.
Different. Love Galaxy is this dude, Paul Epworth from the UK. Jay Electus featured on it. The song is really dope. It's a dope, like, relaxed vibe. And I'm still knocking D4L, man.
That's the shit. I love that song. God,
that shit is hard, bro.
God, I hate that we can't drive around outside. Damn it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm in a draft right now. All right. I just made a pick. Fuck it. We're going. All right. So I like those, and I want you to send them to me so we can put them in the credits so everybody can go check them out themselves too.
Okay.
For me, at kind of, like you said, flying under the radar type shit. I don't know if this is really flying under the radar since he's TDE, but that New Reason and Schoolboy Q shit is just incredible, man. Like I listened to it so loud. Like I drove to the laundromat and I was like, I was gonna kill somebody. There's this joint by Mozzie called Body Count. That shit is super ignorant, bro. It's so crazy how, like, I'm not aggressive in real life, anything like that, but like when I listen to my shit, I usually listen to like the hardest shit. Like, yeah, it's so crazy, bro.
That's me. I'm laid back like a motherfucker, but I like my rap like as fucking gangsta as it can.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way. I get in my moods, but for the most part, I'm usually listening to the hard shit for some reason. But something that I found, and it's because it was on TikTok. It's a Gunna song, not off the new album. But it's the Drip or Drown remix with Lil Yachty. And the only reason that I like that song is because the TikTok is the old person in the chair and they get him up and he's like, lay him out. Hey, dancing out of nowhere. That shit is mad funny. See, again, a TikTok made me like a song and go find a song that I never would have listened to. And then, well, that's 1, 2, 3. So I got 2 more. So I'm listening to this other joint by Saba called Life. I think it was the end of episode 9 of Dave. It was played at the end. It's a dope record or whatever, honestly. And then because I'm like addicted to the show, I'm in my Insecure bag. And again, whenever I watch the shows, I'm either like, oh my God, I love this song, or like, yo, whose song is that? And you go back, like the music selection also like takes that show up. Yeah. But it's this record called Jealousy by Bree Steves. It's a woman. It's an R&B joint. Right. So all the spectrum. Like I literally Mozzie Body Count is about killing people. Like off the level, like just letting you know or whatever. And then the same way, like I can get down like all the way down to this. So yeah, those are like the 5 records that like when I'm in the car, like I'll listen to 1, 2, 3, 4, get to 5, and then start it right back up and be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back. If I'm not listening to a whole project. So yeah. All right, that was some good ones. So. All right. So these versus battles. I want you to start because I'm going to be honest with you. I saw highlights, didn't really get a chance to watch it all. But Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer. I want to apologize without like, I guess I didn't tell you this, whatever. I want to apologize because I really wasn't that excited to begin with. I'll be honest with you. But then when I got the playlist and I started listening to it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, wow, like, I didn't know. I really didn't know. I did not know, bro. Like, I'm just gonna like, I'm just not even gonna like try to sugarcoat it or try to act like, oh yeah, well, I forgot. No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. So I mean, I'm sure you had a blast with it. I'm sure you have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, that shit was hard, man. Look, I love the fact, there's a lot that I love here, but I love the fact that they came together in Jamaica and did a fucking Soundboy clash like it's supposed to be done. And it just like reminds you that niggas used to do this in the parks, right? Get together, do the same exact shit in front of a DJ with big fucking speakers out there. And that rap shit, the way they did in the park, came straight from Jamaica, bro. It's fucking lovely to see that shit.
And it looked like a ton of fun. Like that's the other thing too, man. It's like I can't imagine like the closest that I've been to Jamaica is Turks and Caicos, and that's not even really that close, I don't think. Like honestly, if I look at a map. But like they were preparing the food the same way and shit like that. Like I just if we could fly one day, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But.
Like talking about vibes, but it's crazy. But I love like Beanie has really fucking crazy smashes, and he toned those down to come together and do this shit with Bounty Killer the correct way. So it seemed like two homies just having fun and doing whatever they wanted to do and just bringing a unified front to us. I love that shit.
I think that it's important that people, understand that part of the culture because it's important. And I think that you tapped in again to something that I probably didn't even think of is a lot of that hip hop in the park shit that is, of the essence is done in Jamaica and is done with reggae music. So
yeah, man. I mean, without Kool Herc, we don't even have fucking rap. And Kool Herc took what he learned when he was a kid in Jamaica. I mean, the shit was crazy. Yeah, I love how he got the Jamaican police out of there, bro.
That's crazy. They came in right, and he told. So which one of them was it that sent them off? Like, yo, like, so they're bigger. They're bigger in Jamaica than like they run. The police don't say nothing to them. Yeah.
You got like they probably ain't know what they was pulling up to, and they get there and this fucking Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, and Beanie like, nah, man, like don't be that guy, bro, and they just like, yeah, man, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy, yo. That is crazy. See, that's some G shit, man. That makes me think of like the scene in Belly and everything or whatever too.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like that's probably in movies. For me, like one of the first few times that I've ever seen Jamaican culture represented in any way, in any medium.
But the respect they give to their artist is fucking beautiful.
Man, can you imagine, when Marvin was out there and shit? I mean, Bob Marley. I'm sorry, Bob Marley. Yeah, bro.
I mean, that's the way to do it, though. Fucking reggae is the driving force of Jamaica. It's like right there with tourism, right? Without those two.
Right.
And that should be we should get the fucking same respect here, bro. Like without our entertainment.
Right. What we offer. Bro. Right. Yeah, I understand. Who won?
Come on, bro. You know the answer to this.
Who won?
You know the answer to this.
Who won? You said it was Beanie.
Well, I said Beanie if it was going to be a battle.
Right.
But this ain't turned out to be a battle.
It was a concert.
So we just gotta say what we said on a couple of the other ones.
Just like it's whatever. The
culture
wins. No, honestly, man, like you, as usual, you break it down in a way that I didn't even think of, and all that stuff. It does make it important, honestly, and I think that again, I discounted it. I didn't really, take that into account. So, as usual, school in the game. So The Culture one, I got to listen to a lot of those records, and I'm really happy, like, listening to them. I'm just like, damn, like, can you imagine being out when these... That's what I always think about, like, when I go back and I listen to records, even, like, when I'm listening to disco records and shit. Like, I'm like, man, like, to be in that era of, like, overdoing it, everything's overdone. Big collars, big shoes, big fros, you know what I'm saying? Big lines of coke or whatever, like, and everything everybody was doing. Yeah. Like, to be in those places and, like, hear those records around like this, like, do you understand why certain people gravitate to their era? Because we feel it in that same way. We've all been around, like, when these records first come out, like, so I always think about that when I listen to those, and that's kind of what I was thinking about when I was listening to those records too. Like, God, to be out, like, at a block party or something, like, with this shit on, like, like, you could do a whole, like, usually I would, like, a few reggae songs, that's cool, but get back to the rap or whatever. You could definitely just do a whole fucking barbecue, like, or a block party with just reggae music.
Hell yeah. All right. I was looking at the playlists for this, and none of the playlists have Bob Marley's One Love at the end.
Right.
And I feel like they need to put that shit at the end because they made sure to sign off with that. And I just feel like, in the essence of what they were doing, people need to throw that at the end of the playlist, man. When they did that shit, fucking all Caribbean people were all in the comments dropping tears and
I'm sure they were crying. Yeah, I'm sure. Damn. Yeah, you're right about that. Why didn't they do that then? I'm sure that's something available to stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just, it was about the battle songs. It's how they've been set up, but
I would have put it there. It offers context to the event if you didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Second versus battle, and this is the reason that we didn't record because you knew that this was happening on Monday. I was excited for this battle too because I am a fan of both of this group's music. So 112 versus Jagged Edge, or what remains of both.
Yeah.
So let's do a head count on 112. Do you know their names?
Slim Q, Slim Q, Darren, and I feel bad that I can never remember this dude's name.
But how many showed up?
Was there 3 of them there?
Yeah, I think so. So that's not 4, right?
Nah.
So who was short? Jagged Edge had
How many people showed up for Jagged Edge?
I gotta look it up. But yeah, Eddie, I gotta look it up. But yeah, it didn't look like everybody was there.
No, definitely not everybody was there.
I don't know if they had prior commitments or but yeah. So all right, so off the rip, right? Let's just say before we get into this, and you know what you know because the battle happened and everything, right? If somebody said 112 versus Jagged Edge, off the top of your head, who you going with?
112.
See, and I felt the other way. Honestly, I really did. But I think it's because like the records that I liked from Jagged Edge was like during this time when I was like a stupid ass young kid, and I thought that all these songs like meant like some shit for me, and I was like, I'm like 13, 14, fucking say it walked out of heaven and shit. Like that shit don't. Yeah. That shit don't have no effect. I have no idea what that man talking about. So I guess nostalgia was playing on me a little bit, like when I got into this. By the way, they lost. Jagged Edge lost by like a considerable amount. So I wanted to preface that by saying that these are the ones that I thought might come out with this, and they weren't even close.
But I have to say this though, it's that man, was that shit fucking unfair? Like why this fucking pairing, bro? Like 112. Was signed to Prime Bad Boy, bro. Like, what the fuck?
They have Mace records.
Come on, bro. They got Mace and Biggie records, bro. Come on, fam.
I mean,
it's not fair, bro.
Jagged Edge, Jagged Edge was with So Def, so I mean, and they, I know. I'm just saying, like, they weren't, they weren't like on nobody, they did have
no, but they weren't around for prime So Def. Like if J.E. was on like some fire Brat records, like maybe you take it like a notch up, but you're gonna play like J.E. on like a Bow Wow record, like
Damn, that really puts it in. So like when you start to think about it, like
I'm just saying when you measuring it up with prime bad boy artists.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. It's not. I'm like, why aren't they battling Drew Hill, bro?
Wow.
Like it's closer to me. If
do you think that the appeal of this is that people just want to see these people together?
Yeah, I think people just want to see certain people that they haven't seen in a while again, and that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think this wasn't the best pairing for Jagged Edge's sake. I think Jagged Edge deserved more of a shot.
They make more ballad records, right? You would say?
Right.
Yeah.
They like their shit that really pops is Where the Party At and like the Let's Get Married remix with Rev Run, right?
Right.
Like that's their, and I guess Nasty Girl.
Yeah, but oh god, fuck! Stop bringing up that duets album, yo. Yeah, that was on there too. They played that at the end. Yeah, it's and then can we get something like? All right, so this is what Battle 9.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get some sound out here, bro? Like because I don't be sticking it out with these shits. I'll be honest with you, man. Like if I can barely hear it, I'll be like, bro, Title drops that shit 20 seconds after that shit's done and it's out, and then I can listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm not as interested. The reason that I asked you that is because I'm not as interested in seeing these people together as I am as just if there were two guys in a room and they're just playing records back and forth, I would be okay with that too.
Yeah.
For certain things, Risen and Premiere, I needed to see them too. I needed to see you guys, there,
Sure.
But if it was gonna be Engineer versus Engineer, one had 112 records, one had Jagged Edge records, I'd be like, okay, cool, let's do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to ask you something too. Did Babyface reschedule the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack thing this weekend, right?
No, he did it.
He did it.
He did it this weekend that passed.
Okay. So Eric Benet was on, right? Fam, did you see him clap back on somebody on Twitter?
Nah.
So somebody was like, what happened to Eric Benet or whatever, how he's looking. Yeah, the dude's 53. I thought he was I was like, oh, look at, you know what I'm saying? Look at him. He's aging well.
Yeah.
He's like 31 years. He goes, why don't you show your soda drinking chicken nugget ass face or whatever? Let's see. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm sorry. I had to bring it up because that was crazy. Like because Babyface went through with the whole Waiting to Exhale thing or whatever, and somebody really tried to go for him, and he's had some time or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do we have any idea what this next versus is gonna be?
I don't know what it's gonna be because I haven't seen anything yet, but I know for a fact they postponed Bone and 3-6 Mafia.
What happened?
Well, they were trying to do it themselves and shit, which wasn't a great idea.
Right.
And I guess once Swiss and Timbo saw that, they were like, nah, yo, let's do it together. So they postponed it.
To Mr. Beats and Timbaland, can you fix these people's fucking sound, bro? Like, send them what they need.
I get the feeling that they have like such respect for the artist that they don't want to tell them what to do.
Look, man, they are giving you a bag to give people a show. You should have to, like, just like when you go to sound check or whatever, yeah, you have your mics. You're not about to tell them how they wiring shit up or what they're using for, like, mixers and stuff like that, right? It's the same deal. Like, if you're paying them whatever it is that you're paying them, by the way, how much do you think these guys are getting for, it depends, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Like, RZA and Premier probably ran up a check on them a little bit. Like,
I'm sure RZA definitely did.
Yeah. But I think that should be part of the deal. We are paying you this money. Literally, all you have to do is follow these instructions, and everything will go smooth. Also, does your internet work in the rain? Like, you have to ask all these questions. I would say it politely. Do you guys need help with the sound?
They should, bro.
You should send somebody. I mean, all right, so you can't do this because of the quarantine or whatever, but you need one person in the room for each side that knows technology. The artist shouldn't be fucking around with the phone. The artist shouldn't be trying to like figure this shit out. Like if he doesn't know how to pin a tweet, somebody comes over, boop bop, does it real quick.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get more efficient with this shit. I don't understand why we have lost sight of why this thing gets out of hand. That's the type of shit that like I'll go like through it and I'll be like, all right, and then they'll like start fucking around with the tech, and I'll be like, all right, I'm out of here. Like I'm not sitting around for this. Just get it right. We're almost at the 10th battle. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Who was the first one? What was the first one? What started all this again? I can't even remember.
The first one was Timberland and Switch. They started it again.
That's right.
And then I think after them came Dream
and Sean?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And
well, at least there's
one that everybody forgets, the Deontay Austin, and I think that came after that. That's what I think. Yo, at some point, but these shits keep going. But I would like to rate our best IG battles. Like, let's rate which ones we think will.
Maybe next one. That's what we'll do. Hopefully there'll be another one soon. Like they should. Like there's a lot of people starving out there that need a check. Like just make it happen. Like get this Romeo and Bow Wow shit out of the way. Let's settle this shit. And let's settle this No Limit versus Cash Money shit, man. Where's Master P? Man. And Baby would never do it. Baby would never do it.
No.
He would never.
No.
Fucking guy.
Manny Fresh would do it. Huh?
Manny Fresh would do it.
Manny would do it. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. See, we kept it under an hour this time. I felt like we when we had Chris and we really had good conversations, and there was a lot that happened in that episode.
Well, and it was also very hard not to go through the fucking Luda and Nelly joint song for song because it was just really entertaining to do that.
Yep, it's absolutely. But promote some shit. Tell them where to find you.
Y'all know where to find me by now. Trilly Trills on everything. That's Trilly Trills with an S, no Z. I like saying that because people still write the Z. People have known me for 10 years, bro, and they send me a fucking file in my email and the Z's still on.
Now, the question that I have is, who is Trilly Trills with a Z? Because he's out there, and someone's using that username.
But a guy found me, and I think his is with a Z.
So,
but I don't think it's Trilly. I think it's, I don't know. It's like Trill, something like that.
So, is it safe to say that there's beef in these streets about the name, about the moniker?
Nah, because like I chopped it up with him and he was like, yo, let's work together. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's if something makes sense, we'll do it. So it's no turf war for it.
Boo! Oh man. All right, man.
Well, remember I was just Trills without the Trilly, and there's a group of white girls using Trills now without
Yo, see that one? The less I know, the better. Like
I should have never let it go because somebody swooped right in, yo, and it's like a group of like blonde girls.
Yo, you about to get Karen out here in these streets. You don't want that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So under an hour, great show again. So we'll be back next week. I think we're gonna rate the battles. We'll cover anything else that's happening within the culture as long as it's not a certain person that we're still not going to talk about.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Not happening.
I like to make fun of them like in my stories and shit like that, but I ain't talking about it.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I think it's just and I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching from afar and I'm just like I can't believe that this shit is happening anyway. But yeah, we'll be back next week. You can find me on Twitter at JasonAponte2103. And make sure that you download the podcast, subscribe, rate, pass on to anybody, and you can get it anywhere that you get your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and yeah, that's it, right? That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace. All right, word. All right, bro. So yeah, man, I'll start uploading everything now.